Everybody, Super Squee here of the Emotionally Unstable Gamer channel on YouTube. It has been a while since I've done one of these. Not, it hasn't been a year, but it's been somewhere along the lines of a long time, because I stopped until I got to finish this whole year. At some points I was like, should I do another big list video or sets of videos? And I was like, nah, I'd rather wait until I actually have that whole year done, which was the year that I was in that just finished a couple weeks ago, because it's September to September is when I started the big list. I also have not uploaded anything in over a month, or about a month apparently, which I want to remedy here soon. I would love to record more stuff here soon. But anyway, it has been a while, so if I accidentally repeat stuff, because I said before, like, if I already did a season of a thing, I'm not going to talk about the next season, because I don't want to get all bleh and convoluted a little bit about it, because it's like, if I already said, like, my opinion was good about something, it's probably good. You know, the only exception is, like, if I'm doing sequels or whatever, and some things I do as whole series, so, like, it doesn't count there, because I do it all in one go. But, so if I fuck up, and I happen to repeat a series that's on another season that I didn't realize I did, like, oops, I'm gonna try not to do that, but it's been a while since I've done these, so let's move on. I really enjoyed this one, and it was visually just gorgeous, but I still think the second film was better. This film seemed to implement a bunch of stuff from the animated series, and was just a good send-off for the series as a whole. Lots of cute babies, definitely recommended for, had it right the first time, just read it wrong. Definitely recommend for kids and adults. So I don't know what I was talking about having to do with the animated series. I have not actually watched the animated series myself, so I may have actually just looked up some information on the wiki for, like, stuff that I was curious about, and it happened that it had to do with the animated series, which I think there are several animated series, or it's like they do time jumps where different stuff is like different gaps or whatever. Though Frasier stole its throne, and rightfully so, as my favorite sitcom, How I Met Your Mother will always hold a special place in my heart. This show got me through a lot of tough times, and taught me a lot about myself and my emotions, and helped me figure out what I really wanted out of life. I get the characters can be not the best at times, but I also feel the stories told are embellished by Ted as he narrates, and at the end of the day, it's a fucking TV show, not real people. I don't love how it ended, even though I do love Robin, and I know it might have been hard to write for, but I would have loved one more season with Tracy, who is the mother. I loved her character, and if she'd been around longer, it could have added to the impact of the ending even more. At this point, if I just spoiled that for you, like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like the whole point of the show is, even though it's called How I Met Your Mother, like, the whole point of the show is not really that he met the mother. It's like the mother got shoot in later, and they always expected him to end up with Robin. So, like, you can have your issues with that. It's still an enjoyable show, like, regardless of that. So, give me just a second. As always, I state this with music game reviews. When the game uses your own music to generate levels, your mileage will vary. This game being enjoyable / good / bad or whatever all depends on if you enjoy music / music games and what music you have on hand to play it with. Just from a technical point of view, this is steps and bounds above the original, and the mod support is awesome. I've used a handful of the skins and overhaul mods available for this, and it is super hit or miss, but don't let that deter you. The onboard skins and game modes made by the developers are super awesome and worth it in my book. If you enjoy games like Audio Surf, or enjoyed the fuck out of Audio Surf itself, and have lots of music on your PC, I'd be hard-pressed to tell you not to purchase this. You all picked amazing music to play. I got really drunk and tackled it all, and several times got emotional. I love that you all have such different music tastes. I know you all enjoy varying genres, and it's awesome to play stuff that really makes me feel like, hey, blank picked this, and it shows. I always get music from friends when I do games that have a lot like that, or that play your own music. Look, this is kind of going to be all over the place, so bear with me. The characters in this seem super cool, and I wish they were more fleshed out. I feel like part of my problem is they decided to name the characters and vaguely give them roles, so it just seems awkward that they don't really have any personality. I even looked into if it was a translation problem, and it kind of is, but even with a script that has been better written, the PSP version, it doesn't fix the lack of dialogue to make these characters feel more than just cool designs. Also, I get that this is basically just a basic remake reskin of the NES version, so it plays NES adjacent, and there were hardware and space limitations. But fuck, man, from what I've seen, other than an extra dungeon and some story stuff, that really doesn't change anything. You didn't even try to make this more fleshed out for the PSP version. Great music, great sprite work, absolutely great sprite work. Honestly, the plot of this game could be written in a 2-page max essay, and it just feels super jumbled up and all over the place. Cool shit executed poorly is just the whole game. You can definitely see this is still heavily D&D inspired, but it's like a poor man's D&D. The dungeons in this game have pretty tile sets and not much else, and 90% of this game is just running dungeon to dungeon with nothing interesting to break up the same. If this game didn't have the Final Fantasy name, I'd never have played it. The coolest part of this game was the Leviathan, which you don't even get to see. The intestines having acid that damage you was a cool touch, and seeing the teeth in its mouth was awesome. But then you just back on the world map, and it's like, what? The last boss was an absolute joke. Really cool moves, awesome background, and dope music, but such a fucking joke. Dissidia's designs of the Emperor and Firion made me want to play this game, and even though I feel it'll never happen, I'd love a proper fleshed out remake someday to do these interesting set pieces some justice. I saw someone comment that this movie was trying really hard to be a PG heavy metal, and I see that. I don't think it's necessarily a good film, but it looks super nice and has a lot of charm and some super cool visual shit going on, and just, fucking sexy ass cartoons, man. So this movie is weird. My girlfriend Anna actually fucking brought this movie up to me, like showed it to me. And we watched the whole thing on YouTube for free because there was like an upscaled version on there. So I don't know who owns the rights to it, if anyone. I mean, it says MGM down there, but like it's been up on YouTube for years. So I don't know if they just gave up or they're not going to make money out of it or they lost the rights or what. But like if you want to go watch it, it's all right. A lot of it's really boring, honestly, but it's got some cool visuals and some cool music shit. I saved a bunch of GIF images from it, which were super fun. Look, if you got an hour or two to kill with a friend, this can help stave off boredom, but not much else. I started this pleasantly surprised because the controls are fluid and the character models for main cast characters at least look really nice for a PS3 launch title. It's not hard to notice the inspiration this takes from Dark Alliance. Woo! Excuse me. So a list of things I thought were cool about this one. Whatever enhancement you put in the first slot of your weapon changes its looks. They use an interesting ground clutter effect that makes more grass the closer you are to it, so the ground doesn't look like a barren waste, but keeps the game running at a mostly stable frame rate. Oh, what the fuck? Well, that sucks. What just happened? I didn't even fucking touch my phone. Okay, give me just a second, guys. Sadly, my fucking phone, which I read all of this off of, decided to have a shit fit and booted me back. I don't know if I accidentally touched the side of the screen or what, but it's just easier to like read it off of here like a transcript. I know I've mentioned that before, but it's been a while, so a refresher to the like 3 people that probably watch this. Let me flip here. Come on. Load. I know I have signal. Okay, here we go. Flipping back through, all the way back down. It would have been nice if it would have done this not while I was like in, the middle of reading a fucking thing. But technology, it can't be helped. Sometimes it just fucking shits the bed. Am I getting closer? Because that would be real cool. Nope, that wasn't it. That was a different Final Fantasy. So I don't need to stop there. It's not there either. Can you load some more, please? That'd be cool. Nope, not that yet. I apologize, everybody. Nobody. Jesus Christ. And it sucks because of the way that, like, Facebook is formatted, which is where I typically post all this shit because it's for my friends and such. It's hard to flip back through because I put it in albums so I can easily, like, look at what's there. Okay, I'm getting closer. Please, phone. Don't do the freak out chimichanga again. I'll be real upseticus. Seriously? There it goes. Okay. Do 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 do. The early attempts at realistic ragdoll effects are hilarious, and I love them. Honestly, most of the levels seem pretty cool, and I feel like they did a good job reusing assets. I.e., like, you know, they reused shit that was already in the game, but to good effect. It didn't look like they were continually reusing it. Now, poopy things. The lock-on in battle is super shitty and inconsistent. The game reuses enemies way too frequently. The story is absolute shit, and I could care less about this kingdom. It's people or anything else going on. The camera likes to have seizures in hallways all the time and makes my head hurt. The game definitely gets more boring and less interesting the further in you go. The game has a real issue with not telling you when a door is going to need a switch, require you to kill enemies, or if you can just walk up and open it. It is horribly inconsistent and can make you waste time. The only good puzzle in this game is the matching one early on. The first two games in this series are PSP games, and I feel like that really shows with this one. It feels like a scaled up console version of a PSP game, and not a very good one. I wouldn't say I hate it, and I think I enjoyed it more than my last game, Final Fantasy II, but unless you just like collecting games and find this for $5 tops, I'd let it sit in the bin. Thank you to my friend Danny for letting me borrow this one, regardless of how this may come off. I did enjoy most of my playthrough, and I appreciate the suggestion to play this, because even when I don't like a game, or I feel it can be shitty, I enjoy learning through the game what the developers may have gone through to see how they came to the game design decisions that they came to. Sorry, that last part was a little flustered. My AC kicked on, and I was wondering what the pupper was doing, so I turned back while I was trying to read. This show isn't the best I've seen, but it always makes me feel good, and it makes me laugh and cry and smile. It's the chicken fried steak with brown gravy, mashed potatoes, and sweet buttered rolls of shows. Just nice comfort food. I remember being bored off my ass when I was a kid, but I think this movie just had way too much going on for me to be able to retain and focus. I get why this movie doesn't have the greatest scores from critics, but I really enjoyed it, and honestly, I wasn't sure I would when this first got recommended to me. The music was great, and was done by Toto, which is fucking wild, and the effects are so amazing for the time. Most of them still hold up really, really well. God, I love practical effects. Also, once again, getting to see little baby versions of actors I now know who I didn't even realize were in this. I know it probably won't be as good, but I'm optimistic and excited to see the reboot I didn't realize was coming in 2020, which at this point may not be because, you know, guys, it's been a hell of a year. And we only got like 3 months left. I've always loved this game ever since I played it on my N64 for the first time as part of a Namco Museum cartridge. Not much to say. It's a fun arcade game that ramps difficulty hard and was definitely meant to be a quarter muncher after the first 10 levels or so. Probably one of my all-time favorite old arcade games. First off, this movie poster sucks ass, and thus ends my list of complaints having to do with this movie. What a wonderfully paced movie that is just a goddamn masterpiece. So many things I forgot about this movie, and how amazing those things were when I got to rewatch them. So many familiar faces, whom I didn't even realize were in this. Just, fuck, man. Makes me cry every time. And that'll be it for this one. Thank you for watching my return to Zack's Big List videos. And there will be more soon. I will catch y'all later. Remember to wash your hands, be safe out there, and I love you. Bye-bye.